be shy. And first thing I want to say is, I really want to thank Nerd Focus Nootropic Energy Drinks. They sponsored this event today. I got a small piece of the company as an equity member now, so it's something I actually believe in. I try not to push any bullshit, but I agree with it. We got a bunch of stuff. They deliver some free cases, so guys feel free when we bring them out. If you guys want to try it, go ahead. No pressure whatsoever. Woo! Let's get it going, baby. 292 right around the corner. First question.
Pass them aside.
I love it, man. Back in high school wrestling, we had a little mantra that we would say all day, every day. Nothing to it but to do it. Please believe us, TZ needs us. I truly believe my upperclassmen guys got me ready for that moment. Compete under the bright lights. And I feel like this is no different. Competing for the UFC on the biggest stage. And this is what dreams are made of, man. So when you get here, you want to strive for opportunities like this. Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking, but it comes with the sport, it comes with the territory, and this is what I enjoy.
Y'all see that, right?
And based on accolades, Mal is probably on the longer list of accomplishments. I mean, the only guy he's ever beat by split decision is Leon. Everybody else is out in the UFC. So it's a tough test. The guy in front of you is always the toughest competition. So I'm not overlooking him by any means. He's long, he's rangy. I make sure I put on some great training programs to get the looks and doing the same type of mannerism that he does in the octagon. And I can't wait to go out there and show out and put on a show for Long Island. And show
How has the shortened time in between fights prepping for this camp benefited you for the upcoming title defense?
I think the shorter time for me to turn around and make the weight, I thought it was going to be worse than what it was, but honestly, coming from a wrestling background, we make weight every single week. So I honestly think he might have done me a favor not letting the weight stick too long, and I think I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my entire life, so I'm ready to go, man. My weight's down. My prediction, second round, I think TKO, but if he gives me his neck, he's got that long, daddy long neck out there, so he's out there. Choke it out. Choke it out. You got a mic? Go ahead, go ahead. Wait, you want me to use the mic? Yeah. It might be a little interference, but it's not, it's a little bootleg, but what's it?
What kind of a legacy do you also leave in the UFC?
Say that one more time.
What kind of a legacy do you also leave in the UFC?
Man, I want to leave records that's going to be extremely hard to beat for decades, man. Just to go on the run that myself and Murad has went on is unparalleled. There's not a lot of guys who had a winning streak this long as either one of us. I think we're both tied at 9, and that's something extremely hard to do, especially in a stacked division like this. So we're chasing records, man. I try not to think about it too much. I take it one fight at a time. I love the shirt. And that's really what it's all about. I want to be in the history books. I want to try to immortalize my name as best as I can. So when people are studying tapes, watching bantamweight history, they can be looking at my fights, trying to break down what I was able to do differently from all these guys that were like, well, the next biggest thing, the next biggest killers, that's going to be super tough to beat, but we're out there beating them. So I think that's what it's all about in terms of legacy. I love it, man. That shit gives me energy.
So like you notice it while you're doing things, doesn't like
Nah, look at my fights. You see me, I walk around, I look around the arena, and I pretend pretend it's all for me. I'm like, even if it's not for me, if I know I'm the enemy, I walk in there, I'm like, you're here to see me. We're here to see me win, you're here to see me lose. This is my crown, my moment, my opportunity. And that's what I love about MMA. You get an opportunity to dictate your future by what you do inside this room where nobody's watching. And that's what I love about it. There's no secrets in here. You go out there, you prepare well in here, doing your homework, you go out there and you pass the test. And I look forward to doing that on August 19th. Let me get somebody here. Yeah, use that man voice.
All right. When you train, when you're like, obviously you've been training for many years, so you might not have the same problems that I have as a younger athlete. But when you're really in there, like round 7, 3-minute rounds, your breathing is completely fucked up. You don't know what to do. Your stomach is fucked up. You're really gonna throw up. You're really like in the trenches. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with your body? Not your mind, but your body specifically.
Wait, how many?
Fighting back at you.
First, what rules are you doing that you're doing 7 rounds? I never had to do 7 rounds. Championship shit right there. I know what you mean, man. Obviously, training in here, training under and fighting and competing under the bright lights, your nerves are going to be a little bit more heightened. You're going to have a little bit more anxiety. That's normal. But I think you learn how to handle that pressure by doing the work in the room. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a little adjustments, but I think you get better with each time you step out there, you get experience. That's why I'm a big believer in competing as much as you can. If you're an aspiring MMA fighter, go do jiu-jitsu tournaments, go get your ass kicked. Go do wrestling tournaments, go get your ass kicked. Get used to those nerves, because when you step under there and you fight, we play for keeps. There's no shaking hands at the end and, hey, that was a good match. No, this is a fight. You're playing for keeps in there, so you got to keep that in mind. When you're in there, you're fighting for yourself, you're fighting for your health, and of course you're fighting for legacy as well. So I think it's all about the sportsmanship at the same time, but at the same time you got to look out for number 1, and you got to try to get as much championship experience as you can in the room. It doesn't have to be a championship fight. It's just practice. Clocking hours. What they say, how many hours to become a specialist in what technique? So that's really what it is, getting your reps in, not trying to do this, trying to do this, and do 1,000 different things. I truly do believe a lot of guys try to skip steps, and that's where they have their shortcomings. Because again, the truth will reveal itself under those bright lights. So do the work in here, make it easy out there.
Sir,
Going into the fight, you're a -250 favorite. Do you think you're a sure bet?
Hey, hell yeah. I double down on myself every time. So if you're asking me, I double down on myself every time. I bet on myself every single time. So for me, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I know what I'm doing with my money.
Yeah.
Yo, so like, after this fight, right, are you chasing like double champ status, or like you just dropping the belt?
After this fight, definitely, if things go the way that I believe and the vision is going to go, smash O'Malley. I believe take my downtime, bulk up a little bit, and take out Alexander Volkanovski.
You gotta be double champ for the deal, bro.
That's a fact.
You gotta put us on the map, bro. You know that. You already did, but you know double champ. You know they sleep on us.
That's it. Let me get my man right here.
So, I just wanted to say something. You know Robert Davis?
Yes, yes. Oh, okay, yeah. We spoke last night, I think.
He said him and the family say hello.
Yes, yes.
So
I was supposed to be a firefighter, guys.
So, thank you. Thank you, number 1. Number 2. So, my nephew is obviously a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
If you have anything to tell him moving forward in his journey in mixed martial arts, what would you say?
I say just be a student of the game, man. That's really it. I think there's always something you can learn, even from the wackiest, kookiest person in the gym. Sometimes they do things a little unorthodox, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Take tools and bits and pieces from everybody, see what works for you, your style, your body type, your build, and try to make it your own and apply it when you possibly can. You know, I'm a big freestyle fighter. I know a lot of these guys think like I go in there and I don't know what I'm doing. I adapt, and I think that's one of the biggest things. If you are so versatile that you can adapt in the moment, that's what makes a dangerous fighter, because you never know what to expect.
That IQ is something else, man.
Thank you.
like going into a fight and a training camp, especially on days when you're maybe feeling burnt out or not wanting to go practice at all?
Man, these days I ask myself, you being a little bitch right now? I really do. Like you get up sometimes, you're so sore, you don't want to work out. I remember doing 2-a-days, sometimes 3 days at SUNY Cortland, crazy wrestling practices. And obviously I was 21 back then, so it was a little easier on the body. Now I'm a little bit older, so I got a little bit more wisdom. But I think there's a fine balance in knowing when to push and knowing when to pull back, and that takes experience. And sometimes, as a wrestler, we'll just run ourselves to a brick wall over and over again and get diminishing returns. So that's one of the things I had to learn. I mean, I've had a fight with Brian Caraway where I got exhausted after 4 minutes of the fight. It's because I just did too much, you know, and that comes with experience. Learning how to know when you're ready, and just believing in the work, trusting the process. Let me get my man right here.
How much weight you gotta lose?
What's that?
How much weight you gotta lose? You don't want 135 at all, man.
No, definitely not 135. No, I'm like probably 20 pounds. 20 pounds more to go. Easy work. Right on schedule here. Trust the process. Let me get Mark. I want to smash this guy's face, right? I want to smash him. When I take this man down, that naked Mo Red is getting smashed, bro. Smashed. I want him to pay for everything that he said, all the trash talk, everything, all his Dana White privilege. I ain't had none of that. I can't wait to take it out.
Expose him.
I don't know. I really don't know. My wrestling style, I've never been really good at like shooting. I've been always good at upper body. So when I get in the clinch, when I say I'm going to fold like a launcher, I really do believe that. I get my hands locked around that twig's little waist. I'm going to fold the spine in half. He's too little, man. Mikey Mouse is great, but he's too little, man. There's a reason why he lost his down. It wasn't his skill deficiency. His size. Sometimes size doesn't matter. I think skill for skill is probably better than down. But when you get a guy who pick you up off the close, just sitting on the ground over and over, I think that's a hard pass. He's skilled, but I think Father Time's passed him a little bit. And if he wants his work and try to get some revenge for him to do, I think he should work too. So, Mikey Mouse, where you at? You ever see an egg? That was that fight for me. It was a good first round. Outside of that, it was nothing very, very exciting to watch. Sucks for Ralph Fon because he showed that he has no idea how to get over his back and probably would have drowned if he got in there with myself and Morale. So, good riddance.
If you could like run back and go over any of your fights, which one would it be and watch?
Brian Caraway. That's a guy I still can't believe I lost. I would probably get that fight back more than the right side. That's just a guy, I don't know. It is what it is. It's very impressive, and I think that's the fight I'm going to go back. A little louder? I'm not really, you know, when I transitioned from high school to college, I jumped right into the practice rooms with the upperclassmen, so I got to work right away. I had a big learning curve, learning that college wrestling was a lot different, man strength versus little boy strength, and learning how to wrestle against those guys. So jumping in the room right between the seasons, man, I was a mat rat. As soon as wrestling season was over, I started wrestling in 10th grade, so I had a lot of work to do to catch up to everybody, and that's what I mean when you want to close the gap, you want to be a student of the game, you want to accomplish stuff, you got to really put yourself in the trench, and only you can hold yourself accountable, know how much work you're truly putting in. There ain't gonna be someone always on your back to hold your hand and make you do the stuff you know you're supposed to do. And I think that's the difference between a lot of our guys in this gym that separate us from a lot of those bigger gyms where these guys got all the training equipment that they could possibly ask for and they're still not doing, as well as a small place like this. Look at this wall, man. This is where it's all at, man. This is where it's at.
Is there like ever a defining moment for you that like you go back to when you feel like you need it, like to give you that extra push?
Defining moment? It's kind of hard to say. I feel like I've had so many moments like that in my career. I really learned how to fight on the job within the UFC, and I just tried my best to try to get better every single fight. I would say my breakout fight was probably my fight with Pedro Munoz. I had a really bad wrist before I got the surgery, so I couldn't really get takedowns, so I was forced to stand and trade with the guy, and I outstruck a guy people thought was going to knock me out, and that's probably one of my more fun fights. It put me in the hospital later on, but it was definitely one of my more fun fights, even for myself, as more dangerous as it was for my style. So I think that was more of a comfort moment, knowing that I can do whatever I want, whatever I put my mind to. Let me get my man in the back. Dominic Cruz was the first guy. First guy, him, John Jones, Weidman, Ike Winter, Diaz, GSP, Jose Aldo. Man, I watched a lot of these guys. I don't really miss a fight, and that's what I mean. I'm submerged into the sport. This is all I do. I don't really do anything else, man. Some might say it's kind of a boring life, but this is what you got to do when you want to be great at something, you know. And I truly believe I put my time in, and that's why I'm here in this position.
Win or lose, do you think you're going to shake O'Malley's hand?
We'll see. We'll see. He's not a bad guy. You know, he took care of my mom, even though he was talking a little shit, and then he realized that was my mom sitting right next to him. But then he started to be a little bit more respectful. So, you know, I got to respect that a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see what the energy is like. We'll see how the fight goes. I know he's probably going to be looking to grab the cage by any means necessary to try to keep the fight standing. So I got to make sure I wear some binoculars so he don't poke me in the eye. You give him a minute? Unfortunately, I didn't. I probably did. That wasn't a good idea. Yeah, I would have, but
there's a thought that maybe you were forced into taking this fight while that was going to be our time to say
I don't like using the word force, but it was decided before I had an opportunity to discuss my health and things like that. But then after I had an opportunity to talk to Hunter and kind of clear the air with everything, they did some good things behind the scene which made it more comfortable for me to oblige. And when I look at the positives, man, it's my second main event. Let's get some very, very big name who's got a bunch of Instagram followers, that kids that play Fortnite all day long. So it's a good opportunity to showcase my skill set to those younger crowds, take all his little things. And then that's really what it's all about. It's a great opportunity, man. So I'm going to try to capitalize on this moment as much as I can. Try to have my breakout fight and put on for Long Island once again. Definitely miss pizza. I haven't had a slice of pizza in like 4 weeks. So definitely crush some pizza. Gonna crush some oxtail, some rice and peas. There's some good Jamaican food. Cannot wait. Bust out something nice after this fight. After this fight. We'll do that all out. We're still holding that jacket captive. So if he wants it back, he has to come get it in August 19th.
What brings you the most joy in sport?
Just training, man. I think the best thing about this sport is that you see people in here from all around the world, different countries, and even wrestling. Wrestling gave me an opportunity to go outside of my boundaries of Uniondale. You know, I grew up in Roosevelt, I moved to Uniondale. I never traveled, never went to other neighborhoods, and wrestling gave me an opportunity to see what other school districts were like, other facilities, and travel the world, compete in different states. And then when I started fighting, it exploded even more. I've been to Australia, I've been to Poland, Bali. I've been to all these amazing places, met so many people around the world, and I would never have that opportunity if it wasn't for fighting. So I truly do believe wrestling saved my life, and MMA is something that I'm truly grateful for, and I never take it for granted, because if I wasn't doing this, you guys probably more than likely wouldn't be here right now. You know what I mean? mean? So I think this is what it's all about. Taking the time out to come out on Friday because it is happy hour. And I know you guys can be outside doing a lot of other festivities. So.
Someone earlier mentioned old fights, and I was curious to see maybe one day down the line you'd be interested in a trilogy fight with an old friend of mine, Zach Lang.
Oh, Zach Lang, yeah, we fought twice. He beat me the first time. I beat him the second on a week's notice, so we'll put that out there. And we became good training partners, so I have no desire to fight him again. I don't know if he's still fighting.
He's kind of the one at the moment where he thinks.
Yeah, man, super talented Muay Thai fighter. We learned a lot from each other when we were training upstate New York at Bomb Squad. So, really cool dude, funny guy. A lot of crazy, wacky stories. If you want story times, go talk to that guy. He's got some demons.
He's still left,
Yeah, he's a good dude. Let's take a couple more. Let me get my PT guy over here.
No question, you have the best corner in the UFC. How much do these guys mean to you?
These guys mean everything. I look at it, this is who I started with, man. Like, yeah, I started upstate New York, but I think my career really started to take off when I came down here and had a good training facility with people that were actually in it to win it. You know, before obviously all the injuries, I was like one of my main training partners. Had Pat Franco, Johnny Bowman, Anthony, Jenkins, all these tough Long Island guys. And then you kind of see the phases of new faces coming in, new people that were aspiring to be like us as we started to become the upperclassmen, looking up to guys like Wyman, Delonte. So these guys are everything for me. You know, having these guys as mentors, coming out with me to these fights, they give up their weekends, they give up their time, they put extra work in with us, sometimes on Sunday nights. And I think that's what it's all about, man. We truly do work hard. I think that's why we've had the success that we had in such a short amount of time. And with such, I don't think we have the greatest resources, but I mean, this is what a gym is. We got the cage, we got the mats, and we got people with good attitudes and that come in and that work hard.
How do you feel about your opponent? Who you Sean the line you're gonna have a bad weight cut?
I think if Sean is hoping for me to have a bad weight cut, that is the worst game plan or hopeful wishful thinking to have to become a UFC champion. If your goal is to win a belt by fighting someone at their weakest, then that says a lot about his character and who he is as a man. I want to fight you at your best. Give me your best. Give me the best guy, the most dangerous guy. I've been calling out Piotr Jan since 2019. They kept him away from me. I called out Corey Sang. They kept him away from me until they couldn't anymore. So I want to fight the biggest. I want to fight the baddest guys. I think that's the difference between his mentality and my mentality. So he's banking on that. Good luck. I'll see him on the scale. 135 championship weight, easy, all day long. And then I'll whip that ass on Saturday night.
So you talked about obviously, like drown Sean O'Malley on the ground, but obviously every fight starts on the feet. So how do you feel that his striking matches up compared to yours?
I think Sean's got good striking. I think my striking is a little more unorthodox. He's got like long rangy attacks, but I think my timing is good. I think my rhythm is hard to predict, and I know I'm strong. If he hits that black line in that canvas and he puts his back on that cage, I'm taking his ass down. And I think it's not a matter of the first time, it's just a matter of when, in my personal opinion. I get him down one time, the fight could be over. So good luck to him. May the best man win. I'm coming in here to make a statement and smash it. I think the guy in front of you is always the most dangerous. He's had a lot of time to prepare for a grappler. I beat his grappling coach in a fight already, Tiquinho Mendez, who was a two-time ADCC world champion. So let's see if O'Malley can take some lessons from him, keep the fight standing, or maybe do something better than his coach. But in my personal opinion, he's going to be the toughest test to date. He's got good tools, he's fast, he's got good reflexes. He used to play basketball, so he's got some quick like little feints and things like that. So I got to just make sure I'm sharp, see the shots coming, make them miss, close distance, climb his back like a tree and just strangle him. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I'm focused on me. I'm focused on me. I think they're relatively even. I think it's just different in the sense of physique. It's like playing a guy in basketball who isn't very good, but he's 7 foot tall, you know? So it's a little bit different. He's got the range over, he's 5'11", playing guys that are 5'5". It's easy to look like a genius like that and see how he looks when he fights someone with just as much of a reach as him and almost, not as tall, but a lot stronger than him. So we'll see what that fight looks like. We got some new guys. We get one man in the back. Yep. Who's that?
You also
we'll see. I think New York is going to pack the crowd. You might have some fights in the crowd, man. You might see some New York Yankees versus the Boston Red Sox. I think there's going to be a little bit of butting heads with the Irish crowd and the New York crowd, so we'll see what's up. I'm excited for it. I know a lot of my New York guys are coming out. They're going to show out, and I can't wait.
Seems like it's starting.
Hey, this is what happens when you call people to zero. You gotta show respect. You call somebody zero, then you end up becoming the zero overnight. So this sport will humble you, man. You think that you're here, and overnight you'll be at rock bottom. And I think he's tough enough to bounce back. He just needs to stay away from the wrestlers and stay away from Sterling because unless he wants another L. Let's just say that. Let's do one more, and then we can get some photos going. Hey, you guys are making me pick. I don't want to have to pick. Yo, New York Rick. What's up?
You spoke about the circumstances about how this fight would be, but on the other side of the ledger, 3 title defenses, back-to-back pay-per-view headlining spots. Do you feel underappreciated?
I try not to even think about that, man. At the end of the day, I'm comfortable in my own skin. Records speak for themselves. 10, 20 years from now, when people look at the records, they're not going to say, oh, that was a close fight, he didn't deserve to win. It's just going to say W. And that's all I care about. At the end of the day, what Dominic Torello say, doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, win is a win. So if you bet me, you put the money up, and I get the W, that's what it's all about. So whether or not it's about getting the respect or feel underappreciated, numbers don't lie. So at the end of the day, people can say whatever they want. If you got a problem, come do something about it. Step in there with me, come do something about it. Let's do photos if we can. Let's try to take a group photo because this is actually insane. Yeah, just so we cool to do a photo like this, maybe a panel.